Hi, my name is Monica Yearwood. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner and founder of Hamza Ayurveda Lifestyle Center in Chicago. I want to talk with you today about the medicinal use of fats applied both topically as well as taken internally to help with healing the intestinal wall, specifically leaky gut syndrome and a wide variety of digestive issues that are common today, as well as how these methods can help to prepare the body for deeper detoxification practices that we use in Ayurveda. So the use of fats is something that's becoming more and more popularized today through a variety of diets like the paleo diet and the ketogenic diet, which encourages a higher fat and protein intake with lower carbohydrate usage. But it's something that's been used in Ayurveda for thousands of years. It's used to prepare the body for deeper detoxification methods that we use in Panchakarma. Panchakarma is an extraordinarily complex detoxification program that's over 5,000 years old. It's probably the most complex detoxification therapy that's known on the planet. And we also use the application of fats both topically and internally to help with healing the GI tract. So in Ayurveda, digestion is the epicenter of the immune system. And so most disease is thought to originate in faulty digestion. And it is also where all the tissue layers in the body originate. So when we consume our foods, we extract the rasa, or the essence, from the foods that we're eating, and this essence goes on to form all the tissue layers in the body. So if digestion is faulty, toxins are able to commingle with this rasa, which is then distributed throughout the entire body and becomes part of us, and we become essentially toxic. So we use the application and use of these fats to help with pulling toxins from the peripheral areas of the body and drive them back to the GI tract, where they can be eliminated through specific purgation methods. And so this preparatory process, which I'm going to share with you in just a minute, is something that we always use in our different detoxification protocols to help with preparing the body. But we also use this practice, which I'm going to tell you, as part of our lifestyle practices in order to heal GI tract issues or maintain GI tract integrity. And so this actual practice is in general called snehana. Snehana means to love, and it's specifically related to the application of love to the tissues, or I'm sorry, oil to the tissues, which is akin to applying love to the tissues. And so we always do this at the beginning of all of our cleansing practices, and we do it as well as part of our lifestyle practices, and we do it in a very specific way. The external oils that we use on our body are collectively called tylums, and a tylum is a vegetable oil, usually black seed sesame oil, that's been infused with medicinal herbs over a set period of time. And so we have a wide variety of these tylums, and they all do specific things. We have some medicinal tylums that are good for inflammation in the body. We have others that are good for rejuvenation. And then we have medicated oils or plain oils that we take internally. Most commonly we use ghee, which is clarified butter. Ayurveda loves ghee. It's considered to be a very powerful anupana. The word anupana means vehicle, because as a vehicle it carries the medicinal attributes of whatever herbs or spices that are infused or cooked with it deeper into the tissues, like a little car, a little vehicle. The spices hop on, and the anupana, the ghee, carries it deep into the tissues where it can do its magic. So we have plain ghee, but we also have this whole wide range of gratams. And a gratam is a ghee that's been herbalized with specific spices or herbs, again, for an intended effect. For example, there's a ginger gratam, so where ginger has been cooked into ghee over a set period of time, which you can then take internally to help with increasing digestive heat. So that would be good for somebody that tends to suffer from slow digestion or from constipation or for bloating. But a ginger ghee may not be the best for somebody that has hot digestion. So that would be something like loose bowels or chronic diarrhea. Okay, so when we're doing a cleanse program, we apply the oil medicinally, so a xylem medicinally to the body for a set period of time, as well as we take this ghee internally for a set period of time. And that set period of time is designated by the current strength of our agni, or our digestive function. And if you would like to know what your digestive strength is, you can click the link in the description of this video and you can take a quiz and you can read more about the current state of your digestive agni. But in general, there are considered to be 4 different qualities of digestion. The first one is irregular. So we see that a lot with people who have irritable bowel syndrome or tendencies towards dry digestion. So constipation, bloating would all be symptoms of irregular digestion. We have sharp digestion, so that's where we see things like GERD, burning sensation, sour stomach, and loose bowel, sensitivity to spices. We have slow digestion, so that with that we see slow metabolism, tendency toward weight gain, and water retention, as well as just a low appetite. And then the last one is balanced digestion, so in which case we see things like contentment, no strong cravings towards any food in particular, regular eliminations that are 6 to 12 inches in length, banana shaped, and come out with relative ease. So the first step is determining what strength your digestion is at. And that will in turn determine for how many days you need to drink ghee. So the drier your digestive tract is, the longer you would need to drink ghee. And the oilier your digestive tract is, the shorter you would need to drink ghee. So to know if whether or not your GI tract is really oily already, if it's already hot, if it's inflamed, or to know if your digestion is really dry and needs a lot of internal oil, you can do what Ayurveda calls a test dose. So you wake up at about 4 o'clock in the morning and you drink about 2 tablespoons of ghee mixed in 1/4 cup of hot water. And you can go back to sleep or stay up, but either way, you don't eat anything else for 1 hour after you do your test dose. And then after that, you wait. You wait to see how long it takes for the ghee to be digested through your body. If it happens very quickly, so let's say you have loose eliminations, diarrhea within 4 hours of ingesting your test dose, we can infer that there's a lot more heat in your GI tract, and so you would need a shorter course of drinking the ghee, so about 3 days. If there's no reaction at all, let's say you don't have a bowel movement at all, maybe until like the next morning, then we can infer that there's a lot of dryness going on in your GI tract, and so you need the longest course of drinking the ghee. If you have not really any big response, but then a normal bowel movement, just as you normally would, and it's normal, then we can infer that you're relatively stable, and you would need a medium course of internal snehana, so 5 days. So the shortest course is 3 days, and the medium course is 5 days, and the longest is 7 days. And this is to help with healing the GI tract, the cell lining, and reduce inflammation. So while you're drinking the ghee for either the 3-day, the 5-day, or the 7-day, depending on the overall integrity of your GI tract, you want to be applying the oil externally to your body as well. So we use specific xylems, or if those are not available to you, you can certainly order them from me at hamzaapothecary.com, or you can use untoasted sesame seed oil. That's kind of a base level introductory Ayurvedic application. And so you just apply the oil to your body topically, and you want it to stay on your body for at least 15 minutes, but I suggest 45 minutes to 50 minutes. So after you apply the oil, you let it rest on your body for about 50 minutes, and then you want to steam or cause heat, which is called svedana, which just means to sweat. So you want to make yourself sweat somehow after the application of your oil. When you come in clinically, like into a clinical Ayurvedic arena, your Ayurvedic therapist will give you a massage, which is called abhyanga, with medicinal oils for about a 50-minute period and put you inside of a steam box where you would steam. So that's what we're kind of going after to replicate in our home-based therapies. So if you're applying the oil to your body, which it's a very simple process of applying the oil using long, loving strokes, starting at your ankles and going up towards your heart. Once you get to your arms, you can lift your arm above your head so that the lymphatic fluid flows towards your heart, using long, loving strokes again towards your heart. You let the oil stay on for 15 to 50 minutes, and then you want to make yourself sweat. So you can make yourself sweat by sitting in a hot bathtub, by sitting in a steam room, or even doing some exercise. So you apply the oil, the fat, to your external body for the same duration as you're drinking the ghee internally. So if you measure out, if your Agni function is really hot and you need the shortest course of 3 days, then you would apply the oil externally as well as drink it internally for the same period of 3 days. So it's applying the oil externally, drinking it internally, and steaming for 3 days only. If you, again, are at a moderate level, that's 5 days. So it's applying the oil externally, internally, and steaming for 5 days. And if you need the strongest, so you're very, very dry, then it's the self-massage, drinking the ghee, and steaming for 7 days. And so that's a really nice home-based purification practice that you can use to help with healing the GI tract. So some of the qualities of ghee in general for the intestinal tract is that it's extremely anti-inflammatory, and this has been clinically demonstrated to have a lot of anti-inflammatory effects on the GI tract, as well as all of the fat cells that are in ghee itself helps to heal the cell lining, which in leaky gut syndrome, when there's been so much inflammation over a set period of time, it's the cell lining that starts to break down, which then lets all these proteins and allergens that would normally stay inside of the GI tract where they'd be eliminated, they start to flow through the cell barrier into the bloodstream, and we start to have all these inflammatory responses and reactions to foods that would normally be benign or safe for us to consume. So by doing this course of internal snehana, we help to coat the GI tract, we reduce inflammation in the GI tract, and help the intestinal lining to heal. Some other things that you can do to help your gut heal while doing this course of drinking ghee is removing all provoking factors from your diet, which may be different from person to person depending on your unique situation, but some of the most common offenders are dairy and gluten, but you could also have some unique causative factors, and the best way to figure that out would be to do some kind of an elimination diet. Other things that you can do to help your GI tract heal is favoring demulculant herbs. So those are things like licorice root or slippery elm. They help to reduce inflammation in the GI tract as well and coat the GI tract, as well as liquefy excess mucus from the body and restore the mucosal lining. And another important practice would be, of course, to be eating fermented vegetables and replenishing your probiotic stores as much as possible. So raw sauerkrauts, raw fermented vegetables, things like kimchi can really help with healing the GI tract. Another thing that you can do is increase the amount of herbal antibiotics into your dietary regimen. So mostly those can come through different types of spices. Clove is a really, really powerful herbal antibiotic, but so is garlic, onion, and many of your pungent spices like your cayenne pepper and all of your peppers in general. So I hope that this information, assists you in your healing journey. And again, if you're curious to know what your Agni type is, you can follow the link in this description where you'll be taken to a quiz and you can find out those results. Thank you.